Okay, this is the video I should have made first. The other ones I had to make right away because they were about current issues. So here we go. The first video I should have made for CarnegieForLiberty.com. This is going to be called Libertarianism 101, or What is a Libertarian? I'm going to explain the underlying principles for libertarian philosophy, because really, if you understand the underlying principles, then you'll know my position on anything. This is really the key to the libertarian philosophy, which is voluntary interaction. This is a term that I use a lot, that libertarians really like, and I like. Basically, it means that people should do business, not only just money business, but personal business, through voluntary interaction, meaning you consent to it. So if I want to buy a can of soup, I'm going to go to Superstore, Safeway, Sobeys, whichever store I want to. I go, I get my can of soup, I take it, and I exchange money with them. That's a voluntary interaction. I wasn't forced to go to Sobeys. I choose to go to Sobeys because I prefer Sobeys. The idea is that that can be applied to anything, not only monetary transactions. It applies to our personal lives as well. I can associate with the people I want to associate with. There's a certain trait of someone I don't like, then maybe I won't hang around that person. I'm not forced to. So libertarians are against coercion and against force. So coercion, trying to make someone do what you want them to do. Force, meaning actually making them doing what you want them to do beyond mere suggestion. Now here's the thing. Government totally relies on coercion and force to get anything done that they want. Now that might seem strange to say at first. It might seem like a leap, but I'm really going to pare it down here for you. Government, either on the front end, when they get the money, is taken by force through taxation. Taxation in pretty much all cases are a coercive means of raising money. It's like, give me the money or else. If I didn't want to, for example, pay federal income taxes because I don't support what the federal government does, for example, I have a risk of going to jail because I don't pay my taxes. That's called coercion. That's threat. Now, when it comes to time that I actually go to jail, now that's force. They're taking me against my will out of my home to lock me in a cage because I didn't want to support them with my money. So that's the problem with government, is that they're funded by coercion. Now, on the other end of the government spectrum are the various programs and monopolies and things like that. For example, here in Manitoba we have MPI, Manitoba Public Insurance, which is the vehicle insurance bureaucracy. That's the only people you can use in this province for insurance. You have no other choices. It's a government monopoly. You're forced to use them. So it's a little different than extracting money by taxation, though it is just another way of extracting money. So not only are you forced to pay the government for things you might not want to use, you're forced to use their services that you might not want to use, any government monopoly. And if you don't want to fund them, then again you're met with force and coercion. And that is a big part of why you hear a lot of libertarians saying that they're either small government or anti-government or no government. There are different kinds of libertarians. I myself call myself a minarchist. That's a small government libertarian, meaning I advocate for small government, very small government, minimal government. What that means is that I believe the maximum role of government should be to protect life, liberty, and property. That's it. Everything else should be in the private sector where things are done through voluntary interaction. So, to conclude, libertarians advocate voluntary interaction instead of coercion, personal freedom, the right to life, liberty, and property. That pretty much sums it up. That's really the baseline. So if you can buy into that, if you can buy into those values, then you're a libertarian. And you didn't even know it. I didn't even know it until a couple years ago. I never heard of the word libertarian until a couple of years ago. It's like, hey, that's what I am. So, there you go.